Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Henry and Susan, and we are back. We are live, and welcome to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel has changed. Um, we have a new name. The Solar Panel Cleaning Channel is our name of our YouTube now. And so this is where you find out about solar panel cleaning, about the industry, and we have over 500 videos uh, just on our YouTube channel alone that we teach solar panel cleaning and talk about the industry and what have you. So today I kind of want to go over a lot of things that summer's coming, and we're getting ready for summer. Things are starting to pick up March 1st, and we are getting phone calls. Now we're starting to get people calling in for more solar panel cleaning, bird proofing, and other services. And so I'm going to be talking to you as a person who's getting into the business. I'm going to be talking to you that are already in the business, and I'm going to be talking to you, the customer, what to expect from this business. And I think it's important that all three uh, know about this industry. This industry is a very, very young industry. There's a whole lot of people that don't know, uh, about solar panel cleaning, how often it should be cleaned, how often um, the services are needed. It's like with anything, this industry here, there's people getting into this industry and kind of destroying the industry because they're not doing their homework. They're not knowing how to charge people. They're not knowing the right equipment to use. They're using equipment that doesn't belong on solar panels, but yet they still go out there and do that because that's all they have. I want to talk about that because that was one of the things that Rick and myself, when we first started out this business, we didn't have, the state of the art equipment. We didn't have that. We had a simple 12-inch brush that we used. That was 4 years ago. We used that, started out with that. And so when we started out with that, we quickly realized um, we quickly realized um, that we needed to advance ourselves. And so we quickly invested in a bigger, better brush that was going to help us out. The reason why we did that was because um, we knew that we were getting bigger jobs and it wasn't going to work for these bigger jobs. So we invested a lot more money. I think our first brush was all of about 160 bucks, what we paid for. Um, that was including the pole and everything, but we were cleaning solar panels, scrubbing them, and it was taking an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. And then we finally realized, you know what, we're killing ourselves over here. Let's go ahead and invest in something. And we started looking into um, looking into the bigger equipment. Okay. What's up there, John Comer? I live in outskirts of Kansas City. I see a lot of fields with solar panels. I own a small pressure washing company. Just no clue on washing panels and how to charge. I'll get to you. I'll get to you on that, John. Um, if you guys have any questions for Susan or myself, feel free to put it in chat, and then we'll read them off to you as we're going. But I wanted to talk to everybody about this business, about this industry, because I just think that it's important that people realize, um, when they buy solar panels, They're buying solar panels for one reason, and that reason basically is to save money on electricity. That's what they're doing. And so there's a lot of people that are getting into this business because they know that it's uh, a young industry. They know that it's a quick money maker for a lot of these guys. A lot of them will do add-ons. They'll sit there and maybe in the auto detailing business and add solar panel cleaning on as an add-on, or window washing. Window washing is a huge one where these guys are getting into the solar panel cleaning business, and they're using the equipment that was made for windows. And so when we talk about stuff like this, it upsets a lot of people, because a lot of people, that's exactly what they have. They have the cheaper equipment. They're going out there and they're using this equipment. But we got to be realistic, okay? um, I know for a fact, if I'm doing, say for example, a solar farm, and it's a 48,000 panel solar farm, I'm not going to go with my C1000 and try to take that on. Even five C1000s, which are in the neighborhood about $6,000 to $7,000 each. Um, I'm not going to do that, because I already know that's not made for a structure that's that big, or a, a sizable field. Um, I know for a fact that I would get somebody that may have a 26-foot sun brush, put it on a tractor, and just ride along the each row and clean them that way 10 times faster. And there's people out there that they go out and they think that they can charge you know hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars, um, when it comes to cleaning big facilities like that. Well, the bigger the facility that you look at, the cheaper the cost is going to be. I'll give you an example. We'll just say, like the solar farms, 48,000 solar panels. Well, you're not charging $5 per panel. You're charging in the neighborhood of 23 cents per panel to 50 cents per panel. These big corporations already know they're not willing to spend 200, $300,000 on cleanings. Okay. It doesn't make sense to them. The numbers don't make sense. So you got to be prepared to go out there and say, I'm going to clean these big solar farms for pennies on the dollar, not dollars. Because when you're looking at dollars, they're just going to laugh at you. Um, that is something that a lot of people don't understand. They don't understand that it's one of the biggest things and the easiest things to get into, but it's the most cost when it comes to cleaning solar panels. I think one of the worst costs of cleaning solar panels are carports, because carports, you usually have to go out and you have to get a boom lift. You have to have insurance. Most companies are not going to have you start their carports unless you're able to show workman's comp or insurance, or a business license, and have all that ready before you even start this business. It's funny, because we were just talking to a guy the other day, and he's charging pennies. I'm talking, it wasn't even worth my time to even go out there and do the same job for what he's charging. But he was a kid going out there and starting his business, and says, well, this is gas money for me. So you have to treat this business as a business. And if you have the mindset of going out there and treating this business as a hobby, it's going to pay you as a hobby. And we were at a customer's house today. Same thing. We were doing some bird proofing, taking a look at it, and he got a quote from somebody else. They promised him the world, and then they turned around and said, "Well, we're going to do just the top roof, second story bird proofing, but the first story, you don't need it. Don't worry about it. You know, you'll be fine." Well, they're doing a disservice because they're not actually, you know, bird proofing the whole house like we do, or they should, and yet they're charging them thousands of dollars to go out there and do that. And these guys, they come in, they get it done, they promise them, oh, we'll give you a free cleaning on your next one. And I asked the customer, how do you know they're going to be here in 6 months? How do you know that? What can they guarantee you that they will be here in 6 months? Because we've seen people come and go in this business. Am I right? You know, come and go. And it's a shame because during the off season, especially when it's raining, there's very little work. These other guys are out there working for peanuts, cleaning rain gutters. Yeah, that's a service. That's fine. But it's one of the most dangerous services out there. It only takes one time for one person to slip and fall. And for what? For something that they have no education on, no, never done it, but it was just a service so they can get by and do the things that they do. Rick and myself, when we first started, one of the things that we really concentrated on was knowing this business and learning this business um, inside and out, and we did that. We went out there. We bought the cheap equipment. We were one of those guys. So I can't sit there and be a hypocrite and say, well, these other guys that have the cheap equipment, that they're wrong. I'm not saying that. They're wrong if they go out there and they buy the cheap equipment and use the cheap equipment knowing that they can buy better equipment and don't do it. They're wrong because there's only excuses when it comes to that. When it comes to that, it's like, why am I having window cleaning equipment to do 5,000 solar panels when it's going to take me a week? And then we come out here and we have our brushes and we get that done in 2 days and do a way better job of giving the customer what they need, better performance. If you don't think that there's a lot of guys out here that will deceive you as a customer, you're totally wrong. As a customer, you should be wary of some of these people that are coming up on your roofs. The solar panel cleaning industry, I've learned there's a lot of guys out here. They're here for the money. They're here to sell you a $20, $30, $40,000 piece of equipment. You got to ask yourself these questions, okay? How do you know as a homeowner that this person is going to do it right? How do you know? How do you know that they're going to go out there and clean your solar panels the correct way or clean them at all? How do you know that? Did you know when you got the solar panels that these had to be maintained just like anything else? Whether you buy clothes, they still got to be maintained. You buy clothes, they still got to be washed. You know that. You buy a car, oil still needs to be put in that car. Transmission needs to be looked at. There's lots of things that need to be done. So solar panels is no different. But a salesperson is a typical salesperson. They're going to go out there and they're going to sell you that dream. Save lots of energy, save lots of money. But yet, when you're out there and you're ready to sign on the dotted line, that question should be, how often should we clean these solar panels? Every 6 months. Every 6 months, these things should be cleaned. And as a minimum, we have corporate accounts that get cleaned every 3 months because the corporate industry already knows those systems are not $10,000 systems. Those are $1,000,000 systems that they're putting in. And they know darn well if they don't clean those solar panels, they're losing money. They're not making the money that they should be making. If you got a 4 kilowatt farm and you're not producing 4 kilowatts, you're producing half of that, something's wrong. Always tell the customers, look, if you go out and you knew what you were producing when you first started, and then a year later, you check out what you're producing, and if you are sitting there and not producing the same as what you were producing when it first started, what changed? What changed? Weather, it getting wet every day, dust flying through, you not touching it, it getting dirtier, dirtier, and dirtier. And then you go and you sit there and go, okay, these things need to be cleaned. And then as soon as they get clean, wow, what happens to the production? All of a sudden, it starts to skyrocket. Amazing. This is why we're in business, people. We're in business because the solar panel companies don't really care as far as whether your solar panels are dirty or not. They don't. Or they would be doing the service themselves. Ask yourself that. How many of your solar companies are out there washing solar panels? Hardly none. I tell you the reason why. There's no money in it for them. There's more money in it to go out there and sell you a $20,000 or $30,000 system to go clean solar panels for $300, $100, $80. They let the other guys do that. It's no different. But if you want them to do it, they're going to charge you for it 3 times, 4 times as much, just like a dealer would when you take your car in for service. You know damn well you're paying a lot more at the dealer than you are is to take it to an independent contractor that can go and clean or work on your car. It's no different. So when we talk about, this industry is young. This industry is um, very, very young. There's a lot of people getting into this industry, and there's a lot of people destroying this industry. I hate to say it, but I've seen it. I've seen it over and over and over again. You know, and for us, it's our duty. I feel I'm on YouTube. I talk about stuff like this, and I always said, look, a good teacher is going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what they should be taught. So when I have people that come to me and they sit there and they say, well, you know what, I don't care. We're just going to make our money, and then we're going to go out of the country and spend time out of the country on our off time and have a great time, um, and then come back to work and then go out there and do it all over again. There's people out there that know come April and May when the phone starts ringing, they're not your friends. They're your competition. If you go out and you give them a price and you set that price for their, you can guarantee you got people calling your company. That is your competition. And they're going to find out what your prices are and they're going to undercut you. And then these customers that come out here and these customers go, well, you know, this guy right here gave me a price at $20 to clean all 60 of my solar panels. Well, why aren't you calling him? That sounds like a really, really good deal. You know why? Because they can't find him anymore. Because all he was there for was for gas money. And who knows if you went out there, put soap on your solar panels, or cleaned them with a broom from Home Depot, put a little sprayer on it, and said, "Yeah, this is what we use." It cleans the glass really, really, really good. But what they didn't tell you was they just scratched the hell out of your glass, and your performance now is never going to be at that 100% anymore because they damaged your panels. Or walking on Spanish tile, breaking all these tiles, and they go out there and they're down and they're gone and they're out. We had one person today, same thing, broken tiles. And he asked me, well, you want to go up there? I said, no, don't want to go up there. Don't need to go up there. Why should I go up there when you had another company come out, took pictures, gave you a quote, and went out there and this? As a matter of fact, I'll beat their quote. Just from me looking right here and right now, it's not as bad as it is. And guess what? Get the business, because we got to make sure that as a customer, we take care of that customer. We don't cheat that customer. We don't deceive that customer. That's our job in this industry. If you can maintain trust and integrity, then you got a business. If you could sit there and talk to that individual and tell them exactly what they're going to get and what guarantees you're going to get afterwards, that's building trust. And you get that customer as a repeat customer every 6 months. I got customers every 3 months because they want it done that much. And I'll sit there and I'll tell them, you know what? You may not need it. Let me check it out. Let me take a look. And we go out there. And if we don't need it, we're not going to charge them for it. There's no point. But there's guys out here that are popping up. They're popping up. These are all the guys out here that are grasping that low hanging fruit. Oh, I could do it for $100. Oh, I can do it for whatever. But if you ask, do you have insurance? Are you fully covered? What happens if you break this on my roof? What happens if you do this on my roof? Usually it's too late by that time because they don't care. Customers are like, well, I'm going to get the cheapest price possible. And we always tell them, look, you get what you pay for. Don't come crying when your $30,000 piece of equipment is destroyed now because they voided your warranty. And yes, people out here will void your warranty without you even knowing. So if your solar panels are not working after you got your cleaning done, they come out and the solar company comes out and says, well, did you just get some bird proofing done? Yeah, I got this done. Well, they just voided your warranty. This is why it's not working anymore. And guess what? You're stuck. You're screwed because your $30,000 investment is now your $30,000 investment. So in order to replace some of this stuff, you got to pay for it. And the companies are not going to pay for it. Solar companies are going to do whatever it takes to get out of a warranty. Can guarantee you guys that. Keep the questions coming. I do see you guys. I do see you guys out there. We're going to answer your questions, no problem. But I'm just preparing you guys for the future of this industry. The future of this industry is young, like I said. And for you guys to go out here and try to capitalize, you guys should be charging what you're worth. If you charge what you're worth and you're way up here, you can always go down. But if you're charging peanuts, never expect to go up in price because that customer is always going to want the best price that you gave them. And after a while, you'll realize that it wasn't worth it to you to charge what you charge. And guys don't show up. We've seen it over and over again, people. We can do commercial buildings where guys will come in and they bid so low that the customer's giving us a call and say the other guys quit. What do they charge you? They charge me this. Well, that's why they quit, because it's a lot more work than what it really is. And if you, and these big corporations have the money, they're willing to spend the money. Some of them will not even hire you if your bids are too low. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that if they bid so low that they think there's something wrong. What type of equipment are you using? Why is this so low? I had a company that literally told us, if you bid so low, we won't hire you. So I was going to put in a bid for right here at this price, which is really high. And we went ahead and we put in a bid for this price that was really high. And guess what? We're still talking to them. We're still communicating with them. So be really careful of how you go out here and you start a business, especially in the solar panel cleaning industry. There's guys that are in, what's it, pest control?
Mm-hmm.
Pest control that are getting into this business now for bird proofing.
Oh, and found out that a construction company is doing bird proofing now. I'm not going to say where, but I found out, I was doing some research on the internet and I found out a construction company is getting involved in bird proofing now.
Right. Bird proofing. And so there's a lot of people that are getting into this industry because it's non-regulated. Okay. There's people out here trying to regulate this industry, which will never happen. It will never happen. You can have all the training courses in the world. It doesn't mean squat, because the politicians here are not gonna have that person come in and change the world. It's not gonna happen. It may happen abroad. It may happen in different countries, but it's not gonna happen here. It's just too many hands feeding the beast, so to speak. So you got a lot of solar companies that have came into this business, made lots and lots of money. Ask yourself this question. These solar companies, how come they didn't do bird proofing? How come they don't go out there and do solar panel cleaning? How come they don't do any of that? How come they don't get into window washing? Because there's no money in it for them. None. You could sit there and say what you want, but I've seen this in the 4 years that I've been in this business, and I was one of the first ones to start out here in Los Angeles. And now we have over 100 competitors just in our area. And this is what happens. And it's funny because when we got phone calls from customers, we got phone calls from customers that would go, okay, go ahead and do it. They wouldn't even flinch. They literally would sit there and say, book us. In the last 2 years, it's let me talk to my husband. Let me talk to my wife. I'll get back with you. I'm going to check around. I'm going to shop around. Customers are getting smarter now because they know that they can look in the phone book. They know that they can look on Google and they see a whole list of brand new companies coming up. One of those companies could be yours. Just take a look at Google. Take a look at how many people are in this business. And for those of you who are just starting out or even thinking about getting into this business, do your homework first. Do yourself that favor. What's the first thing that they should be doing when they're going to start this business? Looking at their competition, right? Looking at to find out who is their competition. If they find out who is their competition first, then they might have an opportunity to save themselves and not get into this business.
Or don't do it when it's the slow season.
There's another thing too. A lot of guys get into this business and they get into it at the wrong time of the year. And I'm sorry, did you say something about a slow season? Mm-hmm. Well, according to a lot of other people here on the internet, there is no season. Oh, you can do this. You can do window cleaning. You can do rain gutter cleaning during the rain. Well, how many other people are doing the exact same thing? How many other people are out there having the same mindset and are offering rain gutter services during the rain? Guess what? I got news for you. Come wintertime, people are going to be offering Christmas tree light, putting up Christmas tree lights. That's the season. That's what people are going to do to save their business. We got pool guys clean pools, getting into solar panel cleaning. We got so many people from so many different industries that are trying to make the fast dollar, the quick buck. And I always said, look, people are talking about regulation now. People are talking about, trying to regulate this industry. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen where people are going to sit there and say, you need a license for this or you need a license for that. You ask yourself this question: why didn't they start that out from the beginning? 15 years ago in Germany, when solar panel was strong, they started way before the US did. Are they regulated there? I don't know. I don't care. It has nothing to do with my own backyard. But when I got into this business 4 years ago, the only thing I needed was a business license and insurance. That's all I needed to start this business. Now you need a business license, insurance, workman's comp. That's it. You don't need a contractor's license. There's no need for a contractor's license. You're not removing anything. You're cleaning. You're a janitorial service. As a matter of fact, what you do is you go out there and get into this business and put yourself under window washing, which a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people are sitting there and putting themselves under a different category, which is more expensive. And I sit here and I go, they're putting themselves in the wrong category. No wonder why they can't find insurance, because they're considered a roofer. And they're going out there and they put themselves under these other services, and it costs them a lot more money, and they're complaining and sitting there and go, well, why is my workman's comp $4,000 a year, $5,000, $6,000 a year? Why can't I find insurance? Because you put yourself under the wrong category and you didn't do your homework before you decided to get into this business. That's why.
Why do you think people say there's benefits to being regulated for a solar panel cleaner?
Why is there benefits? There is no benefits. The only benefits that are going to happen are for the guys like us that have been in the industry, that are going to be grandfathered in, that are not going to have to go through everything the new people are going to have to go through.
And what is that piece of paper going to do for them?
Not a damn thing. You got guys out here that are trying to, quote unquote, give you a certificate that doesn't mean anything by the state, the government, or the cities here in the United States. Has nothing to do with that. So when they regulate and they go out there and they get this regulation, guess who gets rewarded? Those people that push to get the certifications. Because now you got to get certified and go through them, because they're going to be considered the grandfather of solar panel cleaning industry. And they're going to go out there and say, now you guys, each and every one of you, are going to have to get certified. It doesn't benefit anybody than the person making the profit on the certification. That's it. Think about it. If it's not regulated right now, look, we have been in the roofing industry for thousands of years. Guys have literally been up on that roof with no certification whatsoever. You ask any roofer out there, are you certified? They'll look at you all cross-eyed. Certification? Yeah, I got my boots, got my ladder. I can get up on the roof safely. No problem. They don't care about a safety course or a safety certification. Doesn't mean anything to them. It shouldn't mean anything to them. You know what my thing is? I sit here and I tell my employees, I want you back here at the end of the day just the way you got here. And if you can do that, you're safe enough. Not that we're not safe. We are very safe. We actually show these on our videos. Well, we go up there and we put our ladder right there. We tie down our ladders, whether it's one or two up on the roof, whatever. We have guys up on the roof, 2 minimum at a time. In case one passes out, we know somebody out there is going to be able to see them. But there's guys out there right now working by themselves. And if something happens, they slip through the roof, they hit a weak spot, or they break their leg, or they break their ankle, who's going to help them come back down? So you can take a safety course all you want. Doesn't mean anything. It's not going to be recognized by any company. Trust me when I tell you. We do FedEx, UPS, Target, Kohl's, Panda Express, all these other companies, Fortune 500 companies, and not one person has ever asked. None of my commercial has ever asked me for a safety certification. It doesn't exist, people. But if you want to turn around and pay $300, $400, $500 for a course, go for it. Hey, I would rather put that money in buying a new tool than going out there and spending it on something that is meaningless.
Are those courses physically showing them how to be safe on the roof?
I have no idea. I have no clue. Hell, I think we can go out there.
I think if you're going to be teaching a course or courses, I think the best way to learn is to go out there and with them
They can't.
and show them how to be safe.
They can't because they're selling to the world. Okay, they're not selling to somebody just in their area. They're selling. They go to your web. You go to a website. You sign up. They'll put you on their website, and then they'll turn around and say, "Well, because you took the course, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let them know that you took the course, and maybe you'll get the work." I tell you what. Any of you guys out there have taken this course? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever got any work from it? Ask yourself that question. Since you ever taken a safety course, have you ever got anything that said it was because of this safety course? No, it was because of your own efforts. It was because of you being that salesperson going out there and talking to that person saying, I need to clean your solar panels, and there's a reason why. When we go out there and we clean solar panels, when I go out and we talk to a commercial account, we don't tell them why they need their solar panels clean. We tell them what's going to happen if they don't get their solar panels clean. That is more powerful than anything else, people. Talking about the negative, talking about what's going to happen if you don't. What kind of production are you going to get at the end of the year if you don't clean your solar panels? That's what you should be preaching to them. And there's hundreds of you guys out here that are preaching totally opposite. Oh, you need to clean your solar panels because of if you don't, then production, maybe percentages, I don't know. You know, talk about what happens if you don't get your solar panels cleaned today. This is what's going to happen. It's going to continue to fall, and fall till where you get a report and that report says your system is failing. This is what we get all the time, people. In commercial, people call us because their systems aren't up to par. So they need somebody to go out there and clean the solar panels. So we put in bids for those. And then by the time that we get done, all the production is back up to where it should be. And they're thankful of it. Because we went out there and told them the reason why you should get your solar panels clean. They listened, and now we're vendors. We become vendors for these people. And this is what grows your business. Not sitting here undercutting the industry by sitting here going, I'm going to charge $20 for 100 panels. I'll clean them for you, no problem. Here's my card. And then 6 months later, that phone is disconnected. You know why? Because he could not sustain himself during the off season.
Now, we were doing a job where Henry was up on the roof doing bird proofing, and I was putting stuff away in his van, and I noticed down the street there was somebody on the roof of another house, and I told him, hey, I told Henry, I said, I think that guy's doing bird proofing on that house. And lo and behold, he was doing bird proofing, but he was by himself.
By himself.
On a 2-story house.
Putting bird spikes up, putting owls up, putting bird proofing up. He did the whole package all by himself. Now, the question was, why was he doing it all by himself? Well, maybe he didn't have anybody else to help him. I don't know.
But that's the risk that I guess some people take if it's just them. So
I started the
I mean,
bird proofing and we got that done, the bird proofing itself, and had it done way before he was even finished.
and
Um,
I think he only had like nine
he
or
only
ten
had 9 panels.
panels,
I had
something like that.
20, I had 28 panels to do. I'd done 28 panels and he did was 9 and was putting all this stuff in. And he probably charged just as much as I did because he convinced the homeowner that he needs an owl or owls, he needs bird spikes, and he needs bird proofing. So we gave him all 3 services. Now, would that have been justifiable, all 3 services? No. First of all, birds, owls don't work because as soon as pigeons figure out that they're no threat to them, they'll stand right next to them. I have pictures of that. Or they're sitting right next to that owl, looking right at them, like, okay, what are you going to do now? Bird spikes, they just jump right over those. Yeah, they're not going to be on top of your pitch anymore, but that's okay. They still can walk on your solar panels. They can still do that. So let's get to some of these questions. John Connor, I live in the outside of Kansas City. I've seen a lot of fields with solar panels. I own a small pressure washing company already. Just have no clue on washing panels on how to charge. You do your homework, John. There's a lot of guys out there, Kansas City. There's guys on the East Coast that have, tractors. They have sun brushes and they're cleaning megawatts, mega farms. Don't try to do it with a simple brush. You'll kill yourself. Always have the right equipment for the job. If anything I can teach you guys today, always have the right equipment. What is it, Shane? Gideon?
I think Sean.
Sean? Sean Gideon? Hey guys, when dealing with Spanish style roofs on a 2-story, do you guys always use a 32-foot ladder or will you guys still double ladder? I don't use 32-foot ladders. I think my biggest one is a 28-foot ladder. That's what I'll use, but I don't use them to get on 2-story homes. I will use 2 ladders, telescopic ladder on the bottom, tie that down. Then I'll get another ladder, maybe a little giant or something like that, hook it up to the 2nd story, tie that down also with a ladder safety strap and device, and carry my stuff up that way. I feel that it's much safer to use 2 ladders than just one big ladder and go all the way up. There's guys out here.
Well, we've have done that before because there was no porch.
Well, it's
So
because you have to. It's
have
not
to.
because
Yeah.
it's not something that.
But if we have a way to get up to the second
Put
level,
it this
like a
way:
second
if we
ladder,
have a choice, which direction do I always go?
the 2 ladders.
How often have I used my 28-foot ladder?
Not that often.
Not that often at all.
I do my research on the house before I give him the job because
if there's a way to get up on that 2nd story and putting up a ladder there, then do it. Okay, it's much safer than a 28-foot, a 32-foot ladder, a 35-foot ladder. It's much safer than that, unless you don't have a choice. Maybe it's a 3-story home, and you got to go up 3 stories straight up. Well, you better have a couple people down on the bottom holding that ladder and making sure that ladder doesn't move until you tie it down up on top. I don't trust those ladders. I used to work in a boom lift for 28 years. I worked with a boom lift, and I would rather go up on a boom lift than a 28-foot ladder anytime. I used to put a 28-foot ladder up on a pole, put it up on a house, and did work that way, and I never trusted that ladder. So there's things that we do in our videos that you do see. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe. You understand. Watch our videos and you'll know. And you see me not using a 28-foot ladder very often. Maybe one or two videos out of 500 that you may see me using a 28-foot ladder or carrying a ladder, but I don't use it often. Every single day I use two ladders to get on two-story homes or two-level homes. Okay. Sean says, just called you guys yesterday to see what he was charging, and I was at $115 for a two-story.
It was $115 for a two-story with 20 panels.
Which one was that?
That's no, you read it wrong.
Okay.
He called a guy yesterday to see what he was charging, and it was $115 for a two-story home with 20 panels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what people are doing. They're that's what people are doing. Sean says, what has been your success with solar cleaning with new builds? Guys, there's many ways to make money out here in the field. Okay. New builds, you can go to the contractor on new builds and say, I will clean your solar panels for half price or for this price before you sell a house. You can do that. I did that in mine when I sat there and I bought my new home. We did that with Lennar Homes, and we went out there and we made deals with these guys to go out there and clean their windows and clean the solar panels. So we were cleaning the inside windows, the outside windows, and it was so great because there was no furniture there, brand new home, and we had that thing spotless by the time that the new person moved in. It was a benefit for us. So go around your local area and just talk to the builders and see what the builders have to say. They're willing to hire people to go out there and make sure everything is good. And our success has been great when it comes to that. Gus Cordova sends out a $4.99. Thank you very much, Gus, for contributing. We love you. We appreciate it. And Susan just sent you a bunch of hearts and smiley faces. And your question is, hi, how much do you charge the customers with solar panels and commercial solar panels? Thanks. Gus, I told you, like I tell everybody else, we have well over 100 people in our area. That's our competition. If I was to tell you what we charge, we would quickly go out of business. And I'm trying to be very nice when I say that. Gus, since you contributed $4.99, go ahead and put your phone number down, Susan. You give us a call and we will have that discussion in private and you will know. But to answer your questions in a vague kind of way, commercial accounts are different than residential. There are guys out here charging $10 to $13 per panel. Okay? $10 to $13 per panel to clean solar panels on residential. There are guys out here that are charging $5 to $3 per panel here in LA. This is the broad spectrum of what you're going to get with your competitors. I don't know what area you're in, Gus, but I'm telling you, if you're in the Los Angeles area, you're probably in the $3 to $5 range per panel is what people are charging. And that's just being flat out honest with you, you know. Yeah. So yeah, it just depends what area you're at. I don't know if you're in Northern California. There's guys out here that are calling me from Northern California, and their prices are just as cheap. You know, when it comes to that. We appreciate you guys with these questions. You guys have any more questions? Just feel free to let us know, and we'll try to help you out the best we can. And this is why we're here. This is what we do. What we do. We had changed our YouTube channel to the solar panel cleaning channel. So if somebody does a search on the solar panel cleaning channel now, they're going to find out that this is our channel. We're going to be teaching a lot more on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of success on our YouTube channel. A lot of people come in and they become subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, come in and subscribe, ask these questions. Um, we're going to be doing a new podcast that's coming up, and the podcast is all about solar panel cleaning. And I'm excited about that because I want to be able to do a live show, live call-ins where people are giving us a call. We're talking to them live when we're on YouTube live and answer these questions for them and so forth. So a lot of good things to come. It is starting to get busy now. For a lot of you guys, it's going to get busy. When the heat comes, solar panels is going to be start to pick up. Solar panel cleaning is start to pick up, and so we're offering lots of services. We offer quite a bit of services. When you call our company, you're going to be calling Susan. She's going to be getting your information. And one of the things that we don't do anymore, that we used to do, that we do not do anymore, and it really saved our company, I think, is giving prices out over the phone. Is we're not giving prices out over the phone. We're actually going to the customer's home. We're taking a look at it. We're giving them prices right there and then we're quoting them.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we quote them, we book them. I think that's the best thing for us to do from scammers, from guys out here that are your competition, trying to figure out what you're charging. Because Gus and all you other people out there, it's going to happen. Other guys are going to come and call your company. What do you charge to clean a one-story house? And if they're not willing to give you an address where you can go out there and look at it right there and then, don't give them anything. I need to go out and take a look and see how bad it is. When was the last time that you have cleaned your panels? And if they're not willing to do that, they're most likely checking on your prices. There's guys out here on YouTube that are calling other people and trying to get prices that way. They do it live on YouTube. I disagree with it, but this is the low of the low doing what they need to do to prove a point. You'll never see us do that. As far as we're concerned, we work with a lot of people. I hire a lot of guys out here to help out with some of these big jobs that we get. And if you can collaborate with other companies, go for it. Best thing to do. We got solar panel cleanings that we do. We got bird proofings that we do. We buy our material fairly cheap. And, we do a great job. We get the best material out there on the market. And if you're paying a lot of money for that, then I feel sorry for you. Because there's a lot of opportunity in places where you can go out and buy all this stuff and get it for a very, very good price. And as far as customers, I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for people out here to clean solar panels for you, do your homework. Make sure that you're getting what you're paying for. Make sure that that person is insured. Excuse me, go ahead. Sorry, guys, I've been getting over this cough. It's been crazy. But for us, we love giving out good information. We love giving out all the information that we can give. A lot of people are going to disagree with us. A lot of people will disagree with me. I get so much hate mail, it's ridiculous. But that's okay. I know I'm doing a good service because all I'm doing is looking out for the future of solar panel cleaning. I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it, and I'm telling you from experience, not from watching other videos. I don't think I've watched any other videos that I really cared for that didn't teach me anything. Not saying that I know it all, but I'm saying that when Rick and I started, we went through a lot of stuff that we learned on our own. Same thing with Susan, her helping me out, her doing the books, her doing all the scheduling and all that. It's been a godsend to me. It's been a relief off my shoulders, to not have to worry about, the administrative side of that. Whether she's doing contracts, whether she's going out there and doing bids for big corporations, I don't worry about that anymore because that's what she does. And when you have somebody like that on your team, it's even better. As you guys can see right up here, Super Pro. There you go. That right there, that certification right there means a lot because we go out there and we use that program. It's one of the best programs we ever use, and we'll continue to use it because it takes care of our customers. We don't have to worry about our customers at all. Susan will go out there and book them, put them out there, and before you know it, we're getting reviews, we're getting all that without lifting a finger.
Now, we do have customers that say, well, it's going to rain. Can I move my appointment? Well, whether you do it before and after the rain, it doesn't hurt if you do it before the rain because it's not going to dirty your panels that much after we clean them before.
No, we use deionized water, and deionized water will deflect the dirt pretty much. It doesn't stick. So you kind of leave it as this. You take your car to a car wash and you got the spot-free rinse. Well, that spot-free rinse is deionized water. That's all it is. Okay? So you see these little beads on your car after it's done, and you can just drive off and it dries up automatically without even streaks or leaving hard water composites. That right there is deionized water. There's 0 parts per million coming out of our hose. We can have 300 parts per million coming into our system, but our tanks will dissolve all that hardness, all the water hardness, and bring it down to zeros. And before you know it, when it hits the customer's glass and it hits their windows, where it hits their solar panels, we don't have to rinse it off. We don't have to do anything. We just let it dry on its own. And in solar panels, the best way to clean your panels is to clean them over and over and over again with deionized water, and you don't squeegee it, you don't do any of that. You just let it dry. The heat from the sun on the solar panels will literally dry those panels fairly quickly. And if you have deionized water going on those, it's perfect.
And we've had customers that have this myth that they believe that getting the panels clean at a certain time of the day is better than cleaning them when it's hot.
Yeah. Like I said, we had a customer call us the other day, and they basically said, well, I don't want this clean at 12 o'clock. Well, why not? Well, because I heard that it's better if you clean them when it's cooler. And I said, well, let's think about this. So if I go out and I clean them at 12 o'clock, and I clean them with my deionized water and my brush, would you rather the panels be cooled or heated so when that water dries up, it dries up quickly or takes a long time for it to dry? If at 8 o'clock in the morning I'm cleaning them and it's 60 degrees, there's really no sun out, those panels don't matter if you use deionized water or not. They're not going to sit there and dry. the way you want them to dry as 11 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The
But
only
it doesn't hurt to clean them in the morning.
it doesn't hurt to clean them at any time.
Yeah.
We clean solar panels.
People think the water is the same temperature it is outside, and it's not. It's not the same
Well,
temperature.
most of the time, you are cleaning solar panels, and if it's 110 degrees outside, it's probably 90 degrees in your van or your truck or outside. And if you got a water tank that's holding water, I can guarantee you, you open that lid up, put your finger in there, that water is not cold. It is hot because of the outside temperature. So you're technically not pouring cold water or ice cold water onto solar panels. And for us, it goes through a filter system into a tank. From the tank goes out to 300 feet of hose being pushed out. And about the time that it hits the panels, it is hot. So it will never crack the glass. Never doing that. Out of the 4 years, I have never broken a solar panel cleaning it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Never. And I've done lots of them. 8 o'clock in the morning in Palm Springs, and it's 109 degrees outside. What are you going to do? Try to clean them at 4 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. David, 24/7. What's going on, David? David says, can you read that for me? Because I can't even read that.
It's great how you two are doing what you can to straighten out industry standards. People are out here are charging cents.
David, where are you from, by the way? Um, you know, and one of the things that we just want to focus on the people that are just coming into this industry. Okay, I hear people call me all the time asking for advice, starting their business, asking for advice, and I talk to them. I will call them back free of charge. I don't charge them anything to come and talk to me. I'm not charging $1.80 a minute or $1.55 a minute to come and talk to me. I think that's one of the worst things that you can do is sit here and go, well, you know what? I'm going to charge you for my time. When you sit there and say, uh, you know what? If you want to send me some money, cool. If not, no problem. But what do you need? It's better that way. And believe me, I had a person up north that called me, took 40 minutes of my time that I talked to him, and a week later we got a check in the mail. Remember that? Remember the guy that sent us the check in the mail for me talking to him over the phone?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I think I even have that check around here somewhere.
Yeah, he sent for his time, for Henry's time to talk to him.
You even commented on that. That's the funny part. So, it for us, it's, this is why we're here. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, new people are coming in every single day. Every single day, people are coming in. And if you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what to prepare for, then you're going to be in a world of hurt, because I hate for you to get into this industry knowing that your competition may be 100 people ahead of you. What's going to differentiate yourself between those 100 other people and you're brand new? How are you going to stand out? How are you going to go out there and separate yourself from a guy who has 150 5-star reviews and you have zero? How are you going to make that phone call ring to your place as opposed to these guys that are sitting there advertising on Instagram, TikTok, and saying, I do bird proofing, I do solar panel cleaning, call me? And before you know it, they're undercutting their guys, their competition. Oh, do you know what he charged? Do you know? Oh yeah, this guy charged $100. Oh, okay, I could do it for 80. Oh, okay. Then the customer will go over there and call the other guy and say, "Oh, I found somebody that's going to do it for $80. I want to cancel." How do you retain a customer after they said yes and keep them? That's something that we do. When a customer says, "Yes, we want your services," we book them and we keep them. They never cancel with us. And they never cancel is because we always take a deposit. But some people are going to say, "Oh, taking a deposit, isn't that going to scare people away?" No, it's going to guarantee that you got the work. Because when you get off that phone with them, what is going to prevent them from calling another company, and another company says, "You know what? Oh, you know what? I could do it for this. And I'll throw in this, and I'll do this, and I'll do this for $400 cheaper." What's going to prevent that guy from coming back? Tell you what, if a customer is paying for the material like they should be paying for the material right up front, especially for bird proofing, they don't cancel because they lose that money. That's how you're guaranteed. You sit there and say, "Hey, so and so, I got work for you on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday," without that customer canceling. Those are some of the things that you need to do to guarantee that that work is going to be coming to you. Because there's guys out here that will sit here and go, "Oh, I won't take a deposit. That's okay. I can do it tomorrow." Trust me when I tell you that. And you sit there and you go, "Wow, he was right." You show up that day and they go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to cancel." How many times has that happened?
We had that happen a lot, like 5 times.
5 times. In about a week. This is why we know we have so much competition, because our competitors they're people are calling, getting prices, and then they're calling somebody else, and somebody else. "Oh, did you talk to anybody?" "Yeah." "Oh, well, did they charge?" "Oh, they're going to charge you this." It's happened. We know this, but that's okay. There's room for everybody. We don't get upset because of that. We really don't. We don't get upset from the people that go out there and get these other people for $50 to clean 100 solar panels. We don't get upset with that because we already know what kind of job that they're going to do, what kind of equipment that they probably have. Are they insured? Probably not. But hey, if somebody falls through a customer's roof and they're not insured, or they break their back, or they hurt themselves, or they fell off a ladder, it's the homeowner's responsibility. So what? It's the homeowner that's going to have to deal with it. And guarantee you, that guy's going to turn around and sue them. People sue for stupid things. And if you don't believe me, open up your oven door. You'll see a little label on there that says, "Do not stand on this oven door." People have been sued. Maytag, they all been sued. Somebody went ahead, opened up the oven door, stood on it, broke their back when they fell. So they went out there, and every single oven has a little sticker on there: "Caution, do not stand on this door." If you don't believe me, go over there to your oven, open up your door, and guess what you'll find? People are sue happy. They will sue you for anything. And as a customer, You should be concerned about that. Make sure your guys have insurance. Make sure they have insurance before they go out there and clean your solar panels. So, um, pretty much, I think that's going to be about it for today. So, we're hoping that you guys got something out of this. Um, we're only looking out for the future of solar panel cleaning and this industry. And I think it's important that even as a customer, as a new person coming into the business itself, where to go to watch your videos and so forth. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment on our lives. Comment on that. Tell us what you guys think, so we know if there's something that you want us to talk about in a podcast. We would be happy to talk about it. I'm sorry Susan didn't have as much to say today because I had a lot to say.
No, he likes to talk.
And I guess I like to talk. That's why I've been doing this a long time. But that's okay. So, with that being said, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you. We thank you guys for coming on. You didn't have to watch for this long, but for those of you that did, thank you. We're going to give you a thumbs up. Or how do you do this thumbs up, babe?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know what happened to your emoji.
Oh.
Just click on it.
I don't know which one it is.
It's the hearts.
Okay, I'll give you guys a whole bunch of hearts. There you go. Thank you guys for watching our videos. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And we will catch you guys on the next video. Are you done over there? All right. With that being said, thank you guys for coming on. We'll probably see you guys next week, hopefully, and go from there. Come on. Let's go.
I can't.
All right. Catch you guys on the next video, guys. See you guys. Peace.